Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. Throughout China's millennia of dynastic changes, the Ming dynasty undoubtedly ranks among the most prosperous. As the founding emperor of the Ming dynasty, Zhu Yuanzhang's life can be seen as the most powerful response to the question, can anyone rise to the throne, regardless of birth? Zhu Yuanzhang's legendary life not only earned him the admiration of the world but also, after his death, led to his tomb being carefully protected by successive emperors. Despite more than 600 years of passage, and although many wooden structures have long since vanished, his underground tomb remains remarkably well preserved, still untouched by grave robbers. According to public records, Zhu Yuanzhang, whose courtesy name was Guorui, was born in 1328 on October 21 in a remote rural area, in Haozhou, modern-day Fengyang, Anhui. If we were to describe his life using modern terms, it would read like the story of a protagonist in a classic rags-to-riches novel. In ancient China, while many founding emperors came from humble backgrounds and changed their fates through personal effort, Zhu Yuanzhang stands out for his incredible journey, from being a beggar and a monk to eventually becoming the founding emperor of the Ming dynasty. Zhu Yuanzhang was born in a poor family and, as the eighth son, was originally named Zhu Chongba. It was only after marrying Ma, the adopted daughter of the rebel leader Guangxu, that he changed his name to Zhu Yuanzhang, symbolizing his determination to eradicate the Yuan dynasty like a sharp jade. From 1343 to 1344, a series of natural disasters, drought, locusts, and plagues, struck Haozhou, exacerbating the poverty of the Zhu family. Zhu Yuanzhang's father, mother, and older brother all passed away. Tragically, due to the family's extreme poverty, they could not afford coffins, and they even struggled to find a place to bury their loved ones. In the end, they had to rely on the kindness of neighbors to give the deceased a proper burial. Having lost his family, Zhu Yuanzhang bade farewell to his remaining relatives and began his journey of escape. In this chaotic world, with nowhere to turn, Zhu Yuanzhang shaved his head and became a monk at the Huangjue temple. However, the temple itself was suffering from famine and food shortages, and the abbot was forced to send the monks out to beg for alms. At the age of 17, Zhu Yuanzhang began his 3 years of wandering, traveling through places like Hefei, Hunan, and Ruzhou, where he witnessed the hardships of the common people and gained a wealth of life experience. This period had a profound impact on his life. This was the late Yuan dynasty, when frequent natural disasters had made life increasingly difficult for the people, while the Yuan rulers continued to exploit them. The people's grievances eventually led to widespread uprisings. At the age of 25, Zhu Yuanzhang joined one of these rebel armies, the Red Turbans, led by Guangxu. Through his intelligence and relentless efforts, Zhu gained Guangxu's favor and married Guo's adopted daughter, Ma. This marked the beginning of his new life. In 1355, Guangxu passed away, though Guo's son, Guo Tianxiu, succeeded him as commander. Most of the army had been recruited by Zhu Yuanzhang, and since Zhu was more capable, he eventually became the true leader of the army. Through his clear rewards and punishments, and strict military discipline, Zhu quickly gained the support of the people, started to accomplish independent feats, and steadily expanded his power. In 1367, Zhu Yuanzhang launched a northern campaign, ultimately overthrowing the Yuan dynasty. In 1368, he declared himself emperor in Nanjing, founding the Great Ming dynasty with the era name Hongwu, which marked the beginning of 276 years of Ming rule. During his reign, Zhu Yuanzhang implemented a series of measures to strengthen central authority. He abolished the position of prime minister in the central government agencies, removed the provincial system, and established the 3 departments to manage local affairs. At the same time, he enforced strict policies to combat corruption, punished illegal noble officials, and conducted several large-scale political purges, such as launching literary inquisitions, establishing the secret police, Jinhui, and setting up execution chambers. Militarily, he implemented the Weisua system to strengthen military management. Economically, he promoted the resettlement and military farming policies, alleviating the burden on the common people, and conducted nationwide land surveys and population censuses. In terms of culture, Zhu Yuanzhang valued education, established the National Academy, and introduced the imperial examination system to cultivate talent. For foreign relations, he adopted a policy of not attacking peaceful nations, maintaining peaceful relations with neighboring countries. Under his rule, Ming society gradually recovered. The economy flourished, and the country remained stable, an era known as the Hongwu reign. This period not only marked the prosperity of a new dynasty but also laid a solid foundation for future Chinese history. In 1398, at the age of 71, Zhu Yuanzhang passed away and was buried in the Ming Xiaoling tomb. His grandson, Zhu Yuanzhang, succeeded him, bringing an end to his remarkable, eventful, and glorious life. The Ming Xiaoling tomb is located in the Zhongshan scenic area of Nanjing, Jiangsu province. Construction began in 1381, and after over 30 years, it was completed. The tomb covers an area of more than 1.7 million square meters and is one of the largest and most magnificent royal tombs in history, often regarded as the foremost imperial tomb of the Ming and Qing dynasties. The history of the Ming Xiaoling can be traced back to 1382, when Empress Ma, the wife of the founding emperor of the Ming dynasty, passed away and was buried here. Since Empress Ma promoted the idea of filial governance during her life and was posthumously given the title Xiaoxi, filial and benevolent, the tomb was named Xiaoling, filial tomb. 16 years later, Zhu Yuanzhang, the founding emperor of the Ming dynasty, passed away and was also buried here alongside Empress Ma, making the tomb a rare example of a couple's joint burial. As such, Ming Xiaoling is not only the first imperial tomb of the Ming dynasty but also a unique couple's tomb. As the first emperor's tomb of the Ming dynasty, the architecture and technology of Ming Xiaoling were the most advanced of the time. Its grand scale and exquisite craftsmanship made it the most prominent tomb among the Ming and Qing imperial tombs, representing the pinnacle of early Ming architectural art and stone carving skills. The design of Ming Xiaoling was influenced by the imperial tombs of the Tang and Song dynasties and had a profound influence on the tombs of the Ming and Qing dynasties that followed. Given the world-renowned status and immense value of this royal tomb, did it ever face threats of tomb robbing? While many imperial tombs throughout history have been looted, Ming Xiaoling has miraculously never been robbed, and even over 600 years later, it remains well preserved. Why has Ming Xiaoling remained intact for centuries? There are two main reasons. The first reason is the strong protection provided by those in power. From its construction, Ming Xiaoling was rigorously guarded. As the founding emperor of the Ming dynasty, Zhu Yuanzhang's tomb held significant importance. To ensure its safety, the government established special institutions such as Xiaoling Wei and Shengong Jian, responsible for guarding the tomb around the clock. After Emperor Jiangwen ascended the throne, guards were assessed every 5 years. And those with the lowest scores were eliminated. This system lasted for over 200 years, until the fall of the Ming dynasty. After the Qing army entered China and took control of Nanjing, they continued to protect the tomb, even strengthening security. Emperor Kangxi specifically ordered the protection of the trees around the tomb and visited Ming Xiaoling multiple times, performing rituals and inscribing the words Zhilong Tang Song, governance flourishing like the Tang and Song dynasties, on a stone tablet. This act was not only a sign of respect for Zhu Yuanzhang but also an acknowledgement of the Ming dynasty and an attempt to integrate Manchu and Han cultures, thereby consolidating Qing rule. Later emperors, such as Emperor Qianlong, also visited and maintained the tomb. Throughout nearly 300 years of Qing rule, Ming Xiaoling was effectively protected. In modern times, due to the special geographical location of Nanjing, the authorities continued to strictly guard the tomb. The second reason is its strategic location, built into the mountain, making it difficult to loot. The architecture of Ming Xiaoling is exceptionally solid. The tomb was not constructed on flat land but rather built into the Zhongshan mountain. The craftsmen hollowed out the interior of the mountain before constructing the underground palace. As a result, tomb robbers could not enter from above unless they used a large amount of explosives to destroy the entire mountain, which would have been nearly impossible for ancient tomb robbers to acquire. Even if they had money, it would have been difficult to purchase such materials, as they were strictly controlled by the government. Moreover, the underground palace is covered with a thick layer of cobblestones, which were painstakingly transported to the mountaintop by craftsmen. These cobblestones were designed to prevent tomb robbers from entering. If anyone attempted to dig into the underground palace, breaking through the cobblestones would cause them to spill down, blocking the entrance and potentially crushing the tomb robbers, even fatally. It is unlikely that any tomb robber would risk their life to steal such priceless treasures. Additionally, Ming Xiaoling is located very close to the center of Nanjing, only about 2 kilometers away. If anyone had attempted to rob the tomb, they would have easily been caught, even if warlords later tried to use explosives. The loud explosion would have been hard to miss. Furthermore, during that era, there was a strong public awareness of the importance of protecting historical relics, and any act of vandalism would have been strongly opposed. Thus, Ming Xiaoling has remained intact for over 600 years. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.